But you don't understand. Country music isn't something you can separate from the person. Country music is the stories about the person. Well, real country. Not that lifted half-ton dirt road anthem, fancy like, hey girl, shake it for me, bedazzled skinny jean, pandering plastic pop country crap. That shit's all just the same 6 buzzwords recycled in a different order laid over a snap track. But real country, stuff with a pedal steel guitar and a fiddle. If you don't think that's cool, if you don't find that interesting, well then you ain't listened to it. Because there's no better, cooler, more interesting music than real country music. And I know music is taste and opinion, but I'd argue this is an objective fact. Because think about iconic artists that transcend genres. Sure, you got a few that aren't country, like Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson, but real country music artists make it a habit. For example, there's 2 types of people. Those who think Johnny Cash is one of the greatest artists of all time, and those who are wrong. And you haven't made it in the music industry until you've done a duet with Willie Nelson. Dolly Parton is a national treasure, and one of the most iconic pop songs in history, I Will Always Love You, was her song. A country song. And have you ever been in a situation in your entire life where John Denver starts singing Country Roads and every single person in earshot didn't belt West Virginia? Nah, you haven't. The list goes on, and it makes sense, because I'd argue that country music is the only genre that can fill every niche, match any mood, can tell a story that resonates with every person. See, it's always a running joke, and everybody already knows that if you're sad and down, country music's got you covered. If you've ever felt like you truly loved and lost and you'd never get over it, I guarantee there's no song that encapsulates that feeling more vividly and viscerally than He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones. Willie Nelson and Ray Charles' 7 Spanish Angels, that captures a Romeo and Juliet-esque love story in a way the screen or the stage never could. When you're experiencing the loss of someone you care about, even if you're not a spiritual person, Vince Gill's Go Rest High on That Mountain will make you one. Going through hard times, struggling to make ends meet, feeling guilty because you can't provide for your family the way you wish you could. Well, when Merle Haggard sang If We Make It Through December, he was singing about you in that moment. And I don't know if anything's ever quite captured a mood like Sunday Morning Coming Down. The list goes on, Coat of Many Colors, Whiskey Lullaby. But what if you're in a party mood, want to have a good time? You can boot, scoot, and boogie on down to hang out with your friends in low places. Or maybe all your rowdy friends are coming over tonight. And because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, all you gotta do is put a drink in my hand. And after a CC Waterback, no one will judge if even a man feels like a woman. Now, if you're going on a road trip, no road trip playlist is complete without driving songs. So whether the race is on, or you're spending 6 days on the road, or you're eastbound and down driving your life away, whether you and your friends got a convoy going, or you're just an uneasy rider, if you're on the road again, there's a country song to help you roll on. If you want to hear a story, Willie can tell you about Poncho and Lefty. Marty can tell you about a man with a big iron. Johnny Horton can tell you some good stories about Alaska. Or Charlie Daniels can tell you about the time the devil went down to Georgia. At its heart, country music is story music, and that's what makes it so great. Because it tells your story and our story. It's told the story of our past as a country and a world. And it's told the story of your past. It's told the story of your best night out and the worst night of your life. It sang your love story and the story of everything you lost. It's told the funniest stories you've ever heard and the saddest stories you'll ever hear. And that's what makes country music great. That's what makes country music interesting. Because the story about the person is the story about the music. And because of that, the story the music tells is our story and your story.